The expected release date and price of the Nvidia GeForce RTX 4060T 16GB, based on leaks and rumors. One of the most anticipated graphics cards of this year is the Nvidia GeForce RTX 4060T 16GB, a mid-range GPU that promises to deliver high performance for 1440p and 4K gaming. But when will it be available and how much will it cost? Here's what we know so far, based on rumors and leaks from various sources. The Nvidia GeForce RTX 4060T 16GB is expected to be launched in July 2023, according to a report by videocard.com. This is 2 months after the release of the 8GB version of the same card, which is rumored to be announced as soon as next week and released by the end of May. These dates are not confirmed by Nvidia, so they could change depending on the market situation and the competition from AMD. The price of the Nvidia GeForce RTX 4060T 16GB is also unknown, but some speculation suggests that it could cost around $499, which is $100 more than the 8GB version. This would make it a more affordable option than the RTX 4070Ti, which launched with an MSRP of $799, but still a premium product compared to the previous generation RTX 3060Ti, which had an MSRP of $399. The Nvidia GeForce RTX 4060T 16GB is expected to feature 4,352 CUDA cores, a boost clock of up to 1.8 GHz, and 16 GB of GDDR6 memory on a 128-bit bus. It will also support ray tracing, DLSS 3.0, and PCIe 4.0 x8 interface. It will be based on the Ada Lovelace architecture, which is said to offer improved performance and efficiency over the previous Ampere architecture. The Nvidia GeForce RTX 4060T 16GB will likely be a popular choice for gamers who want to enjoy high-quality graphics at high resolutions without breaking the bank. However, it will also face competition from AMD's RX 7600 XT, which is rumored to launch on May 25 with similar specs and performance. The final verdict will depend on the availability, pricing, and reviews of both cards. The Nvidia GeForce RTX 4060T 16GB is a rumored graphics card that is expected to launch in July 2023 as part of the RTX 40 series based on the Ada Lovelace architecture. This card is aimed at the performance mainstream market segment and could offer a significant upgrade over the previous generation RTX 3060Ti. In this section, we will look at some of the main features and specifications of the card, such as the Ada Lovelace architecture, the CUDA cores, the memory capacity and speed, the power consumption and the performance. The Ada Lovelace architecture is the successor to the Ampere architecture that was released in 2020. It was officially announced by Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang during a GTC 2022 keynote on September 20, 2022. The Ada Lovelace architecture is designed to power incredible performance for professional graphics, video, AI and compute. It marks the tipping point for AI, ray tracing and neural graphics. One of the key features of the Ada Lovelace architecture is the third-generation RT cores that deliver up to 2x the ray tracing performance over the previous generation. These cores enable groundbreaking performance for photorealistic rendering with ray tracing. They also feature a new opacity micromap (OMM) engine and a new displaced micromesh (DMM) engine that enable faster and more complex ray tracing of alpha-tested textures and geometries. Another key feature of the Ada Lovelace architecture is the fourth-generation tensor cores that accelerate transformative AI technologies like Nvidia DLSS 3.0, which boosts frame rates and image quality in games. These cores also support structured sparsity in 8-bit floating point (FP8) precision for up to 4x higher inference performance over the previous generation. FP8 reduces memory pressure and dramatically increases AI throughput. The Ada-based CUDA cores are another important feature of the Ada Lovelace architecture. They bring double-speed processing for single-precision floating point (FP32) operations over the previous generation GPUs. This provides significant performance gains for graphics workflows like 3D model development and compute workflows like desktop simulation for computer-aided engineering, CAE. The Nvidia GeForce RTX 4060T 16GB is rumored to rely on the AD106 graphics processor with 4352 CUDA cores. This GPU is expected to consume no more than 160W, which will enable GPU makers to build compact yet powerful performance mainstream boards. The card will also feature 16GB of GDDR6 memory with a 128-bit memory bus and a speed of 18 GT/s. This will provide a memory bandwidth of 288 GB per second, which is double that of the RTX 3060 Ti. The Nvidia GeForce RTX 4060T 16GB will also feature advanced video and vision AI acceleration technologies, such as AV1 encoding, which enables a range of new possibilities for use cases like video transcoding, streaming, video conferencing, augmented reality, AR, virtual reality, VR, and vision AI. The Nvidia GeForce RTX 4060T 16GB is expected to deliver unprecedented performance for gaming and creative applications. According to leaked pre-launch materials, this card will be able to run games like Cyberpunk 2077, Battlefield 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2 at over 60 FPS with ray tracing enabled at high settings and 1440p resolution. The card will also be able to handle demanding tasks like video editing, rendering, animation and data science with ease. The Nvidia GeForce RTX 4060T 16GB could be the ultimate gaming card for many gamers who are looking for a balance between performance, price, and power efficiency. The card could offer a significant upgrade over the previous generation RTX 3060 Ti and compete with AMD's Radeon RX 6700 XT. However, since this card is still based on rumors and leaks, it is advisable to wait for official confirmation from Nvidia before making any purchase decisions. The Nvidia GeForce RTX 4060T 16GB is one of the most anticipated graphics cards of this year. It promises to deliver high performance and features for a reasonable price. But how does it compare with other Nvidia cards in the same series, such as the RTX 4060T 8GB, the RTX 4060 and the RTX 4070, as well as with AMD's Radeon RX 7600? Let's find out. First, let's look at the specs. The RTX 4060T 16GB is based on the Ada Lovelace architecture and uses the AD106 GPU with 4352 CUDA cores. It has a 128-bit memory bus and 16 GB of GDDR6 memory running at 18 GT/s, giving it a memory bandwidth of 288 GB per second. The card has a TGP of 160W and requires a single 8-pin power connector. The RTX 4060T 8GB is identical to the 16GB version, except for having half the memory capacity and slightly lower memory bandwidth of 256 GB per second. The RTX 4060 is a cut-down version of the AD106 GPU with 3072 CUDA cores and 8 GB of GDDR6 memory on a 128-bit bus. The RTX 4070 is based on the AD104 GPU with 5888 CUDA cores and 12 GB of GDDR6X memory on a 192-bit bus. The RTX 4070 Ti is an upgraded version of the AD104 GPU with 7680 CUDA cores and the same memory configuration as the RTX 4070. On the AMD side, the Radeon RX 7600 is based on the RDNA 3 architecture and uses the Navi 33 GPU with 5120 stream processors. It has a 256-bit memory bus and 16 GB of GDDR6 memory running at 18 GT/s, giving it a memory bandwidth of 576 GB per second. The card has a TGP of 200W and requires two 8-pin power connectors. Now, let's look at some benchmarks. According to leaked results from various sources, the RTX 4060 Ti 16GB performs about 10% faster than the RTX 4060 Ti 8GB on average at 1080p resolution. It also beats the RTX 4060 by about 30% and the RTX 4070 by about 5%. However, it falls behind the RTX 4070 Ti by about 15% and the Radeon RX 7600 by about 20%. At higher resolutions, such as 1440p and 4K, the gap between the RTX 4060 Ti variants narrows down, as they become more limited by their memory bus width. The RTX 4060 Ti still outperforms the RTX 4060 and the RTX 4070, but it loses to the RTX 4070 Ti and the Radeon RX 7600 by larger margins. In terms of features, the RTX 4060 Ti supports ray tracing, DLSS, Nvidia Reflex, Nvidia Broadcast, Nvidia Studio and more. It also benefits from Nvidia's software ecosystem, such as GeForce Experience, GeForce Now and Nvidia Control Panel. The Radeon RX 7600 supports ray tracing, FSR, AMD Smart Access Memory, AMD Infinity Cache, AMD Link and more. It also has access to AMD's software suite, such as Radeon Software Adrenaline, Radeon Boost and Radeon Anti-Lag. So, which card should you buy? Well, that depends on your budget, preferences and needs. The RTX 4060 Ti is a great choice for gamers who want high performance at 1080p resolution with ray tracing and DLSS enabled. The extra memory of the RTX 4060 Ti 16GB may also come in handy for future games that require more VRAM. However, if you want to play at higher resolutions or compete with AMD's offering, you may want to consider the RTX 4070 Ti or the Radeon RX 7600 instead.